the most bullish FOMC plus macro setup of the entire year. And CT is still blowing accounts on 1-minute charts. 1. The VIX is screaming full risk on, while CT is screaming into liquidations. Your VIX framework nailed it. 17.40. Rebalance begins. Below 15.58. VIX death, full risk on. Every fund on the planet reads this the same way. Vol crushed. Correlation breaks. Beta ramps. Leverage increases. Risk engines open. But CT? They're still drawing triangles on a 1-minute chart like the market cares. Leverage and perma-shorting have rotted their brains. 2. Meanwhile, rent, 26% of CPI, is in deflation. You tweeted it perfectly. Rent is 26% of CPI, but the Fed still fear mongering about tariffs, LOL. Then Kobeissi drops the bomb. 5th straight month of negative rent month over month. Largest November drop in 15 years. Annualized rent growth collapsed from plus 1.5% to plus 0.7%. West region at minus 0.4%. Entire country rolling over. Rent collapsing equals CPI collapsing. And the Fed is still talking about tariffs. They just won't admit how catastrophically wrong they were. 3. Powell's press conference was a confession tour. Today, Powell admitted, in Fed speak, everything he's been hiding. Systematic overcount. Payrolls were fake, overstated, politically massaged. Labor market softening. It's not softening, it's breaking, but he can't say that without detonating confidence. Job loss is up, but job apps not up. Immigration distortion. He won't say it out loud, but we all know. Housing is a problem. We can't fix supply. Completely false. Cuts, credit, builders, supply. He knows it. He just can't admit the Fed broke housing. Asset values are high. I don't know how sustainable the K-shape economy is. Equals ICT says clearly, it's not. Powell knows the K-shape isn't sustainable. He just can't admit the Fed designed it. 4. The crypto side of this is even more bullish. The OCC literally admitted banks illegally debanked crypto. They tried to kill crypto subversively. No vote, no representation. This isn't conspiracy. This is now documented regulatory misconduct. The old anti-crypto regime is dead. 5. The new Trump EO opens 401ks to alternative assets, including crypto. Congressional leadership literally sending letters praising, democratizing access to alternative assets for 401k investors. Translation, Bitcoin, ETH, on-chain assets, tokenized alternatives. The floodgates for retirement capital just opened. 6. NVIDIA's CEO just endorsed Bitcoin as an energy battery. Jensen Huang, $4.46 trillion NVIDIA's CEO. Bitcoin takes excess energy and stores it as currency. This is the most important institutional endorsement of Bitcoin energy economics ever made. The AI industrial complex and Bitcoin are now officially in the same airflow. 7. Treasury just executed the largest buyback in U.S. history. $12.5 billion in buybacks, largest ever recorded. Pair that with the Fed starting T-bill purchases on the same day. You have lower yields, more liquidity, cheaper borrowing, higher asset valuations, more risk-on flows. This is QE light plus Treasury liquidity injection. 8. Every fundamental is screaming bullish. Let's summarize the macro stack. Macro driver signal, rent CPI deflationary. VIX full risk on. Fed cutting plus T-bill buys Treasury record buybacks. Jensen/NVIDIA, Bitcoin energy validation. Congress plus EO, CRYPTO in 401KSO, CCDEBANKING scandal now public. Immigration flow tightening. Wage floor rising. AI hiring destruction. Fed forced to ease. CT still shorting 1-minute candles. This is literally the most asymmetric bullish setup since 2020. CT max fear. Macro max bull. 9. The punchline. CT's leverage addiction broke their brains. The data is bullish. The liquidity is bullish. The Fed is pivoting. Treasury is injecting. Vol is dead. Housing CPI is dead. Crypto rails are opening. And CT is still shorting every 0.5% wick on 30x leverage. They are trading against the Federal Reserve, Treasury, Congress, NVIDIA, macro data, risk regimes, vol signals, with a Binance 1-minute chart and $500 of margin. It's not a market problem. It's a CT psychology problem. 10. This is the moment. This is the confluence you wait years for: monetary easing, fiscal liquidity, regulatory unlock, institutional Bitcoin alignment, risk on vol regime, housing deflation, labor realignment, AI industrialization, crypto rails opening, treasury operations adding flow pressure. If you're still fighting this, you're not trading. You're emotionally self-sabotaging. The market is telling you, full risk on.